Coal, the most important fuel in use today. Great Britain has the richest coal seams in the world, and this basic wealth played a major part in industrial expansion. More and more seams were opened up below the countryside, and around the mines, Britain's industries and towns converged.
So history is done, the shafts capped, the breathless heaps erased or made over. No monument save memory, save anecdote and frail romance. No rusted remnant, no totem mark, only nature to sing the hymn. 70 years and 10 of spoil beneath our feet, our antecedents rendered mute and obsolete.
History is done, the cynics proclaim.
They do not hear it nagging in our veins.
They do not hear the bitter wind hiss its litany of familiar names.
They do not hear the whispered yakka echo in the helix of our complex genes.
They do not hear the roll call of redundant lives, of prospects slain at altars of profit and heinous spite.
History is done, the sages refrain. They do not hear it niggling in our veins.
They do not hear the lists of seams spun like lyric in dense pitmatic.
Ballarat, Harvey, Busty and Main, Bensham, Brockwell, Tilly and Dean, Hutton, Magdalen and the Yard, the cold black logic of the thin 5/4.
They do not hear the voice of rocks, of cold geology incanted like spells.
Blue Sega and shale, flag and whin, mudstone, metal, spar and post, each stratum still murmuring its melody of toil.
And so we march this Bastille Day to Dunelm's slopes, to Durham town, squat citadel of Cuthbert's bones, of snaking weir and privileged gown, its toed black cobbles applauding each footfall.
And so we marched on Durham town, reclaim the detail of our pasts, to give it hope, to give it voice, to let it seep into our futures. Our congregation grows its ranks, spilling from each compass point,
trickling through the hands of time, from Red Hill's red brick parliament of hope,
with promise seeping from its chambers, from village and from dale.
From coast and moor, our unity is strength.
Proud confluence of grief and hope, of youth and age, of then and now.
Some to revel, some to mourn, made maudlin by the tenor horn.
Each breathy sweep of weeping notes casts ferric nuggets in our throats.
Some to rage and some to sigh beneath the slump of July sky.
History is done, the skeptic claims. He does not hear it thunder through our veins.
Each fathom sunk, each bounty won.
Each dim-lit shift, each hollow prophet, each shattered bone, each fall of stone.
Each bleak ignition scorched cadavers.
Each inrush, each crush, each blue-lipped lesion.
Each shallow lung left blackened or anoxic.
Each klaxon calling grief to bank. Each chiselled obelisk raised in memory.
Each sorry litany of whispered names.
The mason's chisel rented blunt, carving out each ream of names.
History is done, the tyrants impart. They do not hear it thumping in our hearts. In Cloravale the earth still boils, cooked by layers of smouldering spoil.
A beacon burning underground, a male voice choir of spectral sound.
Belching sulphurous ghosts of steam, summoning the dead from Sheol's dreams.
A rallying call through time and space to gather near the marketplace.
Worker, precariat and stoic poor.
From Ferry Hill to Usher Moor.
A rallying call of stubborn hope, fanning out like hockled rope, its message slicing through the dark.
From Peterlee and Pitymay to Westoe, Wearmouth and Bear Park.
From Spenny, Shildon and Towlaw to Pelton, Penshire and Stanley Crook.
It calls out greed and wanton spite. It calls the capitalists to book.
Its swarm of words carried on the breeze down the ghosted streets of the Category Ds.
And so we march to Dunelm's slopes.
Our confluence of loss and hope.
And breaching the walls of fragile time, breaking the bond of heaven's grip.
A hobnailed legion of stubborn ghosts ascended from each idle shaft or lonely grave.
To march behind a black-draped banner,
Wide-eyed and boisterous, the suit-faced lads of sometime when, amassing like Spartans by the county hotel.
To swell our ranks, to grow our voice.
History is done, our keepers refrain.
They do not hear it nagging in our veins.
And so we march to Durham town, for the many, not the few,
to build Jerusalem anew.
For need, not greed.
To fill the racecourse field with dreams.
To let the morning stars look down upon this confluence
of hope and faith, of youth and age, of then and now.
A union forged in Bastile's sun, each slow step forward growing our momentum.
The rhythm of 500,000 feet marching through these cobbled streets.
Beseech us to unlearn defeat.
And come the day, our hope replete,
our children will bear witness to a victory complete.
Victory for the many and not the few.
Blake's Jerusalem built anew.
History has done the cynic's bark.
They do not hear it singing through the dark.
They do not feel our losses ache.
The past lives on, our future still to make.
And so we march on Durham town to tear oppression's standards down.
To wipe away each subjugated frown.
And so we march on Dunelm's slopes, proud confluence of unity and hope.
And so we march, and so we march, and so we march, and so we march.